Can't believe they got my whole freshman dorm on stage. My name is Diego, has been my whole life. And one time in 4th grade we had this Spanish class, and the first assignment was to go home and try to figure out your Spanish name. My name's Diego. Like, how much more Spanish? Like, I'm gonna come back the next day and be like, hola, me llamo Greg Sanders. I guess I could go the other way and try to be even more Spanish, like, hola, me llamo El Diego! With a tilde. I didn't always want to do comedy. For the longest time I wanted to be a doctor, because my dad's a doctor, and he's pretty supportive. Every once in a while he'll still call me and be like, you could still be a doctor, you know, Diego. I'm like, come on, Dad, don't do that voice, it's crazy racist. I wish I had become a doctor, because if you become a doctor, people have to call you doctor. Right? If you get something to drink, they'll be like, can I get you something to drink? Dr. Atanasio? I'm like, please, my father's Dr. Atanasio. Call me Super Dr. Atanasio. I did go to college, I graduated, now I do this, so school totally works. If I dropped out sooner, I would have just been following my dreams earlier. Who's got the time with all that sweet, sweet Netflix? Can we just agree they should stop making television for about 2 years and let's all catch up? Because I did some calculations. Just to watch Lost all the way through, it would take 74 hours. Yeah, or $80 in pot. And I feel like it's getting harder to convince people that marijuana is a recreational drug when you have to pull out a blowtorch to use it. They used to just be like, hey, do you want to smoke this joint? Now it's like, hey, do you want to get high? When I count to 10, you're gonna hold it till you black out. Then you wake up like 7 years later. Like the movie Interstellar. You're like, did we complete the mission? Netflix, that's better than Blockbuster though. Remember Blockbuster? Last time I walked into a Blockbuster, guy's like, what are you doing here? I'm like, I used to want to be a doctor, now I do stand-up. He's like, great, want all of John Candy's movies for a penny? I'm from Detroit. I hitchhiked up home. Oh. Really? This is how far White Flight has gotten. Yeah, from Detroit. I hitchhiked the whole way here, and boy, is my mouth tired. Thanks for getting that. Thank you. One time, 5 minutes after that joke, someone in the corner was like, blowjobs. That's prostitution. Here's the thing I don't get about prostitution. Everyone's heard that prostitution, that's the oldest profession ever. I call bullshit, because if that's true, then how did the first guy pay for it? If he didn't have a job. Was he just like, thanks for the blowjob, here's a sheep. And she's like, man, I can't break a sheep. I've only got 2 cats. Everyone knows 2 cats plus a blowjob do not a sheep make. I may be a whore, but I am no thief. I read that in the back of the Snapple cap. That was a joke. I actually drove my car here tonight. Anybody ever drive their car here tonight? Nice, 2 people. I use my GPS to get here. You ever use your GPS to get somewhere you've already been? Like home? You're just like, hey, let's see which wacky way the GPS will get us home. And most of the way it's pretty accurate. And then it's like, take a right. And you're like, that's not how I get home, bitch. I use Google Maps. It has this terrible feature where it will give these alternate routes, but they're slower. It'd be like, take a right, 5 minutes slower. Take a left, 6 minutes slower. Who the fuck is that for? Then I get close to my house, it's like, go around the block a bunch. 10 minutes slower. I'm like, are you fucking my wife, Google Maps? Sometimes it's even shadier than that. A couple months ago in Michigan, I went skiing and it was like 5 miles up the road, park your car and walk the rest of the way. Leave your keys. How's your sister? I can't even change the oil in my car. I have to go to a mechanic to get my oil changed. And whenever he changes my oil, he'll always pull out the oil and show it to me afterwards, like it's wine. And he's some sort of Valvoline sommelier. He's just like, I never know what to say. I'm just like, yeah. Pretty oily. Like one time I wish he just fuck it up real obvious, like he pulls it out and there's Captain Crunch on it. I'm like, you son of a bitch. That looks pretty breakfasty. We agreed on anyway. I wish you'd fix the clock in my car. It's 5 minutes fast. I mean, I set it 5 minutes fast so I'm not late for things, but I know it's 5 minutes fast. So it's not fooling anyone. Now all it is just a clock that requires math. Like, oh, it's 8:35. No, it's not, it's 8:30. Like, that was pretty easy, but sometimes it's like, oh, it's 8:42. No, it's not. It's 8:37. Fuck, now it's 8:38. I'm gonna be late because of my fucking math clock. All it really does is confuse people who don't know that it's set fast. They'll be like, oh my god, is that the time? I'm like, no, it's fast. Why would you do that? To scare you. How fast is it? 3 hours? I recently learned to do yoga. Anybody here ever date a girl? Yoga, there's so much bullshit to yoga, but I like the pants. I think they're very attractive. Not everyone agrees. A girl said this to me one time. She goes, you can't come over. I look disgusting. I'm only wearing yoga pants and a tank top. I'm like, yoga pants and a tank top? That's literally the sexiest thing you could be wearing. That's just your naked body in a different color. That's your bare skin with the saturation turned up. And then people will say things like, oh, but I own a yoga studio on the hills. I'm like, you mean an empty room? If that's the case, then I know an abandoned house down the street with 5 yoga studios in it. I like doing this. I hope that one day I get good at it, because then you get to travel, you get to fly around. But everyone else flying sucks because the airport, they have that bullshit airport security with that choose your own adventure. They're like, do you want to walk through our human microwave? Or perhaps you'd like a fat guy to touch you? But beware, if you go through the human microwave, probably still gonna have the fat guy touch you. And they never find, airports, they never find, that's why you should hide stuff ahead of time for them to find. Like notes in your hair. It says like, good search job, bro. I put one in my butt. It's like, the princess is in another castle. Jokes about 2 kinds of plumbers. And then Sky Mall went out of business. That sucks. Who would have thought? Selling Death Star cookie jars and dog bed stairs. Not profitable. They were trying to sell you things at Sky Mall you'd never get away with selling on the ground. I saw in the Sky Mall a canine genealogy kit. Yeah, that's a box to figure out who your dog's fucking grandpa is. Like, what are the odds it's not gonna be a dog? You get the kit back, and you're like, oh my god, our golden retriever's great grandpa's Greg Kinnear. What the kit is, it comes with a swab. You swab the inside of your dog's mouth, you put it in the envelope, you send it to the company, they get it, and then they laugh,